Oh, I forgot.
What did you forget?
I have to go get a thing. Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of FAE News Network for 2020. Yes.
Hold on. Did 2020 pick us up? Is that what happened?
2020.
We don't see clearly until 2021. That way our hindsight is 2020. Okay, I have to pop up and get one thing really fast. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Count Morbid, you look like you got a tan, man.
Here we go.
He was clearly exposed to elements.
Yes. Do I look less pale, dears?
Yes, you look less pale. You kind of all a bit red, to be honest.
Look at that. Count Morbid is going to join the Bardic this year.
I was talking with my apprentice today about forming an all maraca band.
And
Just everyone with maracas.
All maraca mariachi band.
Yes,
it's a Fairylight. All maraca Fairylight band.
Fairylight, yeah.
Is this going to be like the evening of bad dad jokes?
No, actually, they're. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I mean, they're bad dad jokes if they come from Count Morbid because he's not a dad.
They're uncle jokes.
They're uncle jokes, bad uncle jokes. Okay. Okay, so we have an all-new calendar of events. Yay! Getting back to that. We have a giveaway for you guys. We have an awesome, we are going to be interviewing, our artist interview is with Berserker Meadery, and they will be the meadery that is going to be hosting the Tipsy Pixie at Fairy Blossom Festival this year. So I'm really excited to do the interview and giveaway from them. And
I have to point out that I already see a flaw because you really should have prepared ahead where we all had a bottle of the mead in front of us for the artist.
I tried to do this, and I was told that we're not allowed to drink while we're on air.
We're not drinking. We're enjoying an artist creative product.
I definitely would be drinking.
Yes. It's art consumption.
It's art appreciation.
Yeah, art appreciation.
I would definitely appreciate that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness. No. Yeah, well, we know you would appreciate it because you did try to get it in. So before we get too far into our episode tonight, I actually want to start off. I had a lovely customer at the Gilded Quill over, what day are we on? Wednesday. I was going to say the weekend, but actually what I mean is I think Monday. So,
They're days.
We were simply a customer who had expressed to me that they were recovering from some health thing, and they were excited to receive their fairy glamoury from me. So I said, in order to wish them well, I would light a candle for them. So I brought a little candle tonight. I'm just going to set it on fire, and hopefully it will stay contained in here. This is for that person. I have no idea if they're even out there watching. So I'm just going to light that. Set it someplace pretty. I don't know. Right there is good. And
still in camera.
And let's hope that we don't burn ourselves. Now, one more thing for you folks out there who are joining us on Facebook, please, you should see a link in the low bar at the bottom of the screen here. But also, if you go to that StreamYard link on Facebook, it will allow us to see your comments, your name with any comments that you might make on this live stream. Otherwise, we just see that somebody is posting a Facebook user, and we don't know who you are. So please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and just click the permissions. It's super easy. You don't have to do anything. Well, I mean, except that. So, yeah, that, and then our crazy news for the evening. So, Cal Morbid, though, I would like to hear about your trip down there to the Kingdom of Feathered Snake in Mexico.
Time for a report
Cal
from the
Morbid.
foreign correspondent.
Yes. Our corn correspondent. Count Morbid. Count Morbid. Count Morbid. Do you think he just has me on mute on his end so that he doesn't have to hear from me?
I mean, it sounds legit. I do it.
We want to hear about your trip.
I got the
to
maracas
Mexico.
there. I also got.
Oh, let's see if I can
No,
do
I
this
got- I
big
got-
screen. Hold on, I'm going to try to put you on a big screen. Absolutely.
These small. Well, can you?
Did I do it? Yes. There you are. And what? Where'd you go?
You went to go get a thing, I guess?
I can't find my sand.
Oh,
I had a thing of sand, but yes, it was. There was a lovely bunch of coconuts.
actually,
Trinity.
you got a lovely bunch of coconuts because I want to see those.
I did not bring that back.
Slow.
Tiny purple turtle.
Hold it slow.
Blue
Aw.
oyster turtle.
Are they
I
clay?
have a pink butterfly box back at my place. I'm currently at the coffee castle, but again, got a Lipton mask. I did go on a pirate ship and get sand.
You know, you're kind of breaking up tonight.
It might be the connection.
Okay.
Yes, but it was very lovely. There was sunlight, which was just awful.
So,
I went
so
on a
everything but
pirate
the sunlight.
adventure. Yes, I went on a pirate adventure. I looked at various small trinkets. Going on a cruise is sort of just a brief sampler platter of Mexico because we were only in ports long enough to go, gee, I would have really liked to have done that. As far as planning ahead and such.
So is this, do you, having never been on any kind of such cruise, do you go to the port and then you are only there for an hour or two or a day, or how does that work?
On this particular one, it was 2 days at sea and then one each at 3 different ports, but they were basically like only 5 or 6 hours at a time. I originally thought it was longer, but the problem was that when they say how long you're at a port, it talks about when you leave according to ship time and get back according to local time. So it's not always, when it says 8 to 6 or something, it means 8 o'clock according to the ship and 6 o'clock according to the port, which is usually 4 o'clock according to the ship.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Sort of. I mean, that sounds like a lot of time finagling.
Yes, I was going to say, as FAE, I'm sure we're used to like time not lining up according to departure, but there was also an awful lot of standing in lines.
Well, what do you think your favorite part of your trip to Mexico was? Did they celebrate Christmas or something?
Feliz Navidad. I did learn, I think I learned a useful phrase called Odio el Navidad, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Odio el Navidad. Is that like smelly Christmas?
No, it's close, but I asked somebody the closest thing to bah humbug, and it was it's just I hate Christmas.
I see. So now you can bah humbug in multiple languages. Congratulations.
Goodness.
Multilingual slur.
Yes, but they do celebrate, I believe. But the thing is, mostly anywhere we went, trying to sell things to the tourists, so people were there and selling and performing in various things.
And so, what was your favorite part?
Disneyland. No. I quite enjoyed the pirate adventure in Puerto. I have some lovely video of them buckling and swashing in various things because there was a lovely show. They threw each other off a moving pirate ship, which was wonderful. I did have a problem with the pirate adventure, however, because we got to a beach and they said they were going to have a treasure hunt or treasure quest for the children, which didn't involve a lot of clues. They just buried a chest.
Did they discriminate against you for being too large of a child?
Well, yes. But
Did X mark the spot?
specifically, though, they had about 17 children or something digging through the sand looking for this treasure chest, and one found, and then they, the pirate said, "Okay, now share with the other children." And I said, "Oh no, no!" And then would kill all the other children so that nobody else could have it. But they did say that was one of the pirates did say there were 17 other kids, and that would be an awful lot of work for the short amount of time we were on the beach. Yes.
I'm not sure what to make of that. Like, he doesn't discourage the killing of other children. He just says, well, but maybe not because it's too much work right now. Not you shouldn't do it.
Apprentice, if you find treasure, what do? Do you share the treasure?
Yeah.
No. Pirates don't share. Okay. Oh, yes, there's your purple. Go take the purple. Probably. Okay.
I think that your pirate training is not taking very well.
No.
Keel haul.
Yes. I'm trying to remember. Mostly my favorite parts of Mexico were when I was not with my family.
I didn't know you had family, Count Morbid. I thought you were as grumpy as you were because you were an orphan slua left abandoned.
Oh no! I assure you, you can only know true
because he's
hatred
haunted
and
by his
despair
family.
and grumpiness if you have family. Anyone who only people who have family can achieve the level of sheer hatred.
The level of grump that you have.
Yes. Yes, you can only be grumpy if you have relatives. I assure you. Or again, another important Christmas lesson learned many years ago is the older you get, the more you understand how the Grinch just wanted to live by himself with his dog.
I sort of empathize with that, except for cats.
Except Gunther and Ion are your pets.
I mean, I'm not anybody's pet. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, I meant more like the reindeer who pull her sled is what I meant to say.
Well,
you know,
he's gonna get you for that. You're starting early this year.
I'm just saying, I got a very large club.
Oh, yes, you can hide treasure in his turtle because I also got him pressed coins from the land of the Disney.
Ooh.
Yes, because I got him a peso.
A queso? A queso. I thought that doesn't look like cheese.
And you can't really see, but these are pressed pennies.
Well, hold it super still. Don't wiggle. No wiggling. I was trying to see.
Oh. One is Rocket and Groot and the Buzz of the Lightyear.
Well, no. It's hard for me to see those anyway, so.
Yes, well.
That says Marvel.
Yes. The other side has the Man of Spiders.
Ah, I see.
Yes. Oh, my apprentice. I'm not sure what he was doing here, but apprentice, come here real quick. But my apprentice was telling his mother-like guardian earlier that if she did something for him, he would give her one of the coins. So he's learning. He's learned a barter-based bribery way of communicating.
That sounds a little more piratey at any rate.
Yes. Yes. You can go away now. Go. You annoy me. Go away.
Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. Be gone,
Yes.
small child.
We're gonna
Good-
shoot
good
the
work
land
today,
of
Elliot.
Were there lots of ears?
Ear. Yeah.
Do you help with your chair?
Yes. Did you
Sleep
get a
well,
pair of
most
ears
likely
for
kill you in the
yourself?
morning.
Did you get a
But,
pair of ears?
A pair of ears?
Do you want to help?
Yes, mouse ears. Isn't that what everybody does?
It's the land ruled
It's
by
a
a
weird human thing. Yes.
I was-
The mouse king is there. Well, maybe he's the rat king.
Oh.
Maybe the conspiracy theory is that Disneyland is actually where the rat king from the Nutcracker lives, and then the Disney kingdom goes and battles the Nutcracker kingdom every year as some sort of weird Yuletide winter solstice tradition.
Yes. Well, actually, I was at the Land of Disney on New Year's, and there was much fireworking.
Much
And-
fireworking.
and,
It sounds actually
Yes, and many people, and there was a
Impressive.
lot of crying. Which by 1 a.m. in the morning at Disneyland, there was a lot of crying. Yes, here, shake your
Why was there
maracas.
crying?
Hold your still. Shake.
The teriyaki
Sonora,
band.
you take it all the time.
Work, Sonora.
Let's see
Work it out.
how long we have to do this before Princess Lolly hits the mute button. Okay.
Not very long, actually, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
So
Good
I-
job. I think that's all the highlights. If you wanted to shrink me down again,
Oh,
or
I,
am I still orange?
oh
I
yeah.
only see
No, please allow me to do that.
me. Okay.
Yes,
But yes,
I'd love
those-
to make
those-
this very small.
Please put your headphones on.
I had more treasures. I had more treasures back at my manor, but in somewhere I have sand.
Are you done eating?
Somewhere. I feel so
Yes.
forgotten. So I
Yeah.
see that we have our guest waiting in the wings, if you will, and that indicates to me that it is time to do a drawing. Now, last week over Christmas, we actually didn't have a guest that we interviewed, but I still would like to have a giveaway for last week for all of our Patreon patrons. So here is what we have for this week's giveaway.
A gold box.
Yes, this beautiful gold box. Ladies and gentlemen, you have never seen foil from the land of Amazon like this ever in your life. It's the shiniest, the goldest gold, actually. Also inside is a wizard quill pen and sandalwood scented ink. So this is what the drawing here. I'm going to see if I can get that a little bit closer to you. I don't want to catch myself on fire. That is totally like a thing I would do. So,
Is that an
It is.
authentic velvet quill pen
so
from
we'll
the
do the-
90s?
yes, so we use the drawing for this. Wait, what did you say? Quill pen 90s? What? Oh, yes.
Quill pen from the 90s.
Man, you know, that I don't think that everything got taken down. So let me share this screen here. And wait, no, come back. Share screen. And here we are. Hooray. Now we shall give the wheel a spin. Maybe. I want to make sure it's being shared. Is it being shared? Yes, there it is. Okay. Yes. How did we say this? Let's see. Here we go. Wheel of names. Spin,
Just let
spin,
it go.
spin.
Just let it go. No,
And
no,
tell
no,
us who.
no,
The-
no,
Yes.
no.
Tell us who amongst we will win. No, too long. Tell us. I don't know. But
Yeah,
here we go.
It was bad.
Yes, and then as soon as it's done. Stop doing that. Ooh.
Is it Jimmy again?
It is not. Well, there it is. It is Michael Steamweed. Way down, actually, in the Kingdom of Burning Sun. Congratulations. You win the Wizard Quill for the evening. So we will have to catch up with you after the show.
But
And
just keep in mind, it's only for the evening. You only have it one evening.
Yeah, and then you have to send it back.
You gotta send it back.
Yes. All right.
Oh my
So
goodness.
let's go ahead and bring our guest artisan in, this Tom.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Tom, it is you.
I'm doing
I'm-
well, thank you.
Yes, I'm more familiar with your partner. So please introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Tom Baxter. I am the marketing and sales director for Berserker Meadery here in Wenatchee, Washington. We are the only traditional meadery in Wenatchee. There is one more. They are wonderful, but they keep their alcohol content very low. But we do love to support them. We keep our alcohol content a bit higher. So we're in two different a little bit different league. Yeah, we're about 2-3 weeks away from full licensure, and just trying to get the word out.
So what defines it? I'm so excited. So you guys are going to be coming out and bringing your mead to Fairy Blossom Festival this year at the end of June, and that's very exciting. But
Yes.
I'm curious now about something that you've said. What is traditional mead versus non-traditional, or what do you call?
What do you call
So
the other?
traditional mead, the way we make it, we don't filter ours the same way you might go about filtering a wine or a cider. Typically with those, now you're going to run them through what are called filtration plates, and you get what's called a diamond bright product. It has no sediment, it has perfect clarity, which is great. A lot of people really enjoy that. However, mead was traditionally not made with any kind of fancy filters. It was made in gourds, it was made in pumpkins, and it was dirty. So the way we do it, we let it self-filter. So we create it, we let it sit, we let it age. And slowly all the yeast, all the fruit sediment will eventually sink to the bottom, and we get a much nicer looking product. It looks a little darker. I have some here actually. So
Yes.
it is a bit
Hold that up.
darker.
Let me get you on full screen here so we can really get a good view of that. What
This one-
flavor is this?
This one is a apple pie mead. It has a little cinnamon stick in it. You can probably see.
I feel
But-
like I might have tasted this
Ooh.
before.
Or you wanted to.
Well, we just made this about a month ago, so probably not.
And I have not tasted it before.
But we do have others that are a lot clearer than that. We've got a peach strawberry that we call Iden's Delight. That one is extremely clear. It ranges anywhere from 18 to 26% alcohol. We have a Berserker's Blood, which is a cherry hibiscus, a blueberry Jotnar's
all
tea.
How
Yeah,
long do you have
plenty.
to let them sit to settle?
It really depends. If we make a slurry, which we have done with the peach strawberry, where we blend it, let it get really goopy and kind of gross, and then pour it in to the honey water mixture, we had to wait approximately 3 months to let that one actually become even remotely clear. It's been about 6 now, and it's finally almost diamond bright clear, just where we want it. However, if we just do it with regular fruit, stick it straight in the mixture, and we don't smash it, we don't blend it, there's much less that needs to settle, so it will actually clarify much faster and much quicker, much clearer, much easier. And we can get that done in about 3 weeks.
Wow, that's actually kind of a fast turnaround time, I guess.
Yeah,
But then
mead
again-
actually, it's one of the fastest fermenting beverages. We're not using any added sugar. We're not using any added sulfites, anything like that. We have a very basic recipe, which I can't obviously share.
Right. Proprietary knowledge.
I can give a general idea, but we're pretty much all completely natural. When you're making a wine, you're adding sugar, you're adding sulfites, and that is going to take a long time to ferment and then develop flavor.
I
Whereas
fear
mead,
I'm showing my ignorance, but I don't know what a sulfite is.
a sulfite is a chemical used to crash or stop fermentation.
So they do that when they feel that it has reached a fermentation point and they don't want it to ferment longer.
Correct. So traditionally a wine or a mead, you'll get your license,
Okay.
which will allow you to get up to about 15% alcohol content. At that point, you need to crash it. And there's multiple ways you can crash it. You can do a cold crash, which is pretty self-explanatory. You stick it somewhere cold and that kills the yeast. You can do a sulfite crash.
Oh, I understand now. Okay.
We typically stick to a sulfite crash, or not a sulfite crash, a cold crash, as opposed to a sulfite crash. It helps keep it as natural as possible. It's gluten-free, sugar-free, or no added sugar other than the fruit and the honey, which is natural sugars. We don't add any sugar. We don't add any artificial flavors. We don't add anything. It's fruit, honey, water. Sometimes we don't even use water. We did a watermelon mead at one point, which we just juiced a watermelon. And it had so much natural water in it that, it actually hit 15% in about 3 days.
Wow.
It just fermented like that because it had so much natural sugar for that yeast to just devour. It worked out really well.
So I'm curious, how did you guys get started? What are the origins of Berserker Meadery?
So it started, I want to say, it really came to start moving quickly in about the last year. However, about 2 years prior to that, David Rains, who you know,
Yes.
Timothy Hall, and Carrie Johnston, they had
So there
started.
are 4 of you all together.
There are 5.
Oh, 5 of you. Okay.
Yeah. They had started kind of messing around with creating a mead. Tim has had recipes passed down to him for generations.
Wow.
Yeah, we're using very old recipes. He had contacted David, who they were already friends. David worked in a distillery, still does. So they started going down to the basement of that distillery and messing around making mead. And it came out pretty well, or pretty tasty. And they said, maybe we could actually make a business out of this. And David had a good friend named Carrie, and Carrie started coming over and helping. And one thing kind of led to another, and they started Berserker Meadery. Well, it started slowing down after a while. They had lost the drive. It costs a lot of money to get it started. They were still doing it, but they just weren't actively pursuing it. And there were some issues with the state licensure because it's just a pain to go through the TTB, which is an offshoot of the ATF, to go through the Secretary of State, then Washington State licensure. It's just, all over the place.
This is so much human mumbo jumbo. I don't even know.
and unfortunately, neither did they. So
And like MTV and BET and
yeah, and I mean the
FCC and
They take
The entire alphabet.
Exactly. Everybody wanted their taxes.
I just want mead, man. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. But they had needed some help with the paperwork, and a gal named Stephanie Bohart, who is now one of the owners, we're all 20% owners, she also knew David. She owns a local business, and she knew how to do all the paperwork properly. And so she, out of the kindness of her heart, said, hey, I'll help you out, no worries. Didn't really expect anything in return. And she got everything going and was offered a place in the company and thankfully took it. So she got on. Short while later, they're moving along. They got a warehouse and things were okay, but needed money. Honey is not cheap. Fermenting tanks are not cheap. Fruit's not even that cheap. I was at that time looking to maybe invest in a company. I had a little extra cash to spend. And I had known David for quite some time. I had met Tim. I had met a few people in that group who, had told me, they have a meadery going and it's pretty cool. It looks like it could take off. And so I had offered originally about $500 to help out, and sat down and met with Timothy and David and Stephanie, and they gave me their sales pitch, and it got me. I liked it, and so I sat down with them, and I had intended to invest about $500. Well, I hit it off really well with Tim, and ended up going over to just kind of hang out with him for a little while and hang out at his house, maybe talk, have a beer, I don't know. And, we started talking about the company, and he told me, we really need...
I'm sorry, I'm chuckling a little bit because it's funny. Like, I went over to his house to discuss meadery over a beer.
Yeah. I swear we're not alcoholics, so...
I mean,
but
like I'm in if you need an employee.
yeah.
Hang on a minute. No coaching people from the kingdom here, okay? Like, that is not okay.
I'm good. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'9". I carry barrels, one on each shoulder. I'm good.
I will deploy the army to come collect you back.
I just want to be a taster.
But no, I went over and he was telling me about just the passion he has for the company, and I had talked about that with David, and it struck a chord with me, and they had mentioned they needed somebody who knew what they were doing marketing wise, and I said, well, I happen to have a degree in business administration with a minor in marketing as well. So how about this? Instead of investing and expecting, an ROI or return on investment from you guys and just, letting you do the work, how about I take 20% of the company as a partner, invest a heavier amount. And
there are people who actually use their college education?
Yeah, I actually got to use my college education.
Yeah,
For the first time.
all the time.
But,
I do all the time too. Like, I mean, whenever there's a fly, like.
Hey, that's a great way to use the degree. That's about all I used it for. But
So, what
no,
are you excited about for the upcoming future of the company?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What are you most excited about in the near future for your company?
I'm excited about getting into the fairs. Because not only are we Berserker Meadery, but we're also VKNG LLC, which is our trinket. Myself, as well as Tim and David, are all blacksmiths. So we create all kinds of trinkets, various weaponry, all kinds of stuff. So we'll always have two booths. We'll have the Meadery booth and we'll have the VKNG booth. So I'm excited to get in there and be creative, have people try our product. We're trying to get the original mead out there instead of the stuff you might find in a store that is more like a honey beer. It's lighter. It doesn't have the same. You're not drinking like a Viking. That's what we want.
Yeah,
we want you to drink like a Viking.
Lumina here, who has joined us throughout the course of this little interview, I think she is quite the mead connoisseur amongst us, actually.
What?
I do enjoy mead, and
Are
I
you
make
just
mead
her?
as well.
Are you serious, man?
I mean, yeah. I'm sorry,
You
Gunther.
don't seem like a connoisseur, just a consumer.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go.
You know, if I was just a consumer, I wouldn't be able to speak right now, friend.
And for the record, I am still working on my degree. And last term, we did a schematics class that discussed a lot of breweries and how their pipe systems were all set up to be able to brew things and agitate the liquids properly. And so I know there's a lot of work in that. And props to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
I do my 5 gallons at a time. That's all I can afford to do at a time.
We do about 132 gallons. We have 232 gallon tanks that we are hoping to have going here quite soon. But currently we're doing them in 5 gallon carboys, which we still have the ability to produce quite a lot. But yeah, once we get the tanks going, we're going to be...
What is your favorite flavor that you have made thus far?
My favorite flavor, personally, I really enjoyed the watermelon mead. That's not one that we typically have on hand. Mm-hmm. It's a seasonal mead. But the ones that we...
Watermelon.
Yeah. The one that we pretty much always have is our Berserker's Blood, which is our take on Viking's Blood, which is a much more well-known mead.
And you said that one was a blood orange flavor, or
cherry hibiscus?
Oh, cherry hibiscus.
Well, that's good, man.
I know they all sound so good. I'd love it to taste.
Are you drooling over there, Fairy Princess Lolly?
She does seem to be
Yes,
eager.
salivation there. You don't have your beard to hide it anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, as much as I loved the beard, I sadly had to trim it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was nothing compared to Famous Dana though. She had all of us beat. All of us.
Oh yeah.
You really have the best beard, Famous Dana. It's true. You did.
It really, really needed to be taken care of, though. I mean, it itched so badly. That was.
We all had beards last time. Inside joke.
So can I put you on the spot a little bit, Tom? Is
yes,
that okay?
please do.
Yes, and now if I've just gone too far, you'll have to let me know. But
no, you're fine.
So in the past, with the previous meaderies that have been at the festival, we have allowed our group, our viewers, those people, our community. We've allowed those in our community that come to the festival and, et cetera, participate. To vote on the flavor that they want each year. Like not all of the flavors, but one flavor that's particular for that year of the festival. Right. And I'm curious, do you think you guys could do something similar to that for Fairy Blossom this year?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Quit shaking your head, Morbid. I see you there. So what is the date that you would need to have our selection of it's limited to fruit, right?
Yeah. We could do spiced meads. We could do pretty much anything.
Okay.
So, Fairy Princess Lolly, aren't we going out to Wenatchee in the next couple months? Yeah.
That doesn't prevent you from being able to cause all kinds of trouble, Count Morbid. Yes, Gunther, that is the plan anyway, is to be out at the Two Rivers Medieval Fair in May. I think they've moved it to. So.
And my thought is maybe we should go up there ahead of time and start getting things, things baronized.
He wants samples. I don't know.
You know what? I'm willing to bet it's better than that freaking rocket fuel you made us drink 2 weeks ago.
the Plinka from Romania.
Yeah, dude, tell him it's not good. That stuff
Not
was
good?
not good at all. Like
It was very.
I can still feel the fumes in my nostrils. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Yeah, so I just think that it would give us a better idea of what we're gonna have for Fairy Blossom, though. Just in all honesty,
Yeah, well, we will be at Two Rivers Ren Fair as well.
I heard you guys were gonna have a vending booth there too. Is that right?
We will.
Fantastic.
Oh, so those who are local here in our kingdom can come out to Two Rivers Medieval Fair and get a preview sample of what will be to come at Fairy Blossom.
I might
Absolutely.
consider coming up for that.
We're also
I-
going to be doing a specialty mead called the Two Rivers Mead, which I cannot disclose the flavors. That's top secret information currently.
Right.
All
we
right,
are going
but
to be
here's what
doing
we
it.
can disclose. Who decided on that flavor? Because if I know him, I might give him the shakedown and see if I can figure it out. For my personal identification, of course.
I cannot disclose that.
You are so full of it. I know it. You are. That is not true. I'm sure that you can disclose it.
Legally, I probably could. I'm choosing not to.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Great. So
It's-
basically,
it's
so
good to have
basically
surprises.
it's a bribing situation. We have to bribe you.
Nah, I don't know.
I got a cat.
I mean, this is
I
how fair-
offer.
I do
cat.
like cats, but I already had dinner, so I think I'm good.
Okay, so if we have our selection to you guys by May, is that early enough for you to get the fruits and make the meat for the end of June?
So by the end of June, remind me again of the date of the fair?
It's the last
weekend.
weekend of June.
Last weekend of June.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
I don't know. The apple pie seems like it would be pretty awesome.
Unfortunately, I can say that apples will be very much involved in the Two Rivers mead.
See, but cherry hibiscus sounds so good. And what was the other one?
Yeah.
Strawberry? Strawberry sounds so good.
I'm not sure, but the
Well,
watermelons won't be in season.
What we could do,
Here one that doesn't sound
I
good.
can disclose, I suppose, the Two Rivers mead, because it's going to be the whole idea of Two Rivers, where we are in Wenatchee is the confluence of the Columbia and the Wenatchee River.
Yeah.
Wenatchee is known as the apple capital of the world, and so we are making an apple and other flavor mead.
But there's also, isn't it like there are pears and nectarines?
Nectarines,
Or-
peaches,
nectarines.
apricots, all kinds of amazing fruit
Apricot,
here.
that's what I was thinking of, not
Can you
nectarines. I
cover
was trying
something with
to
time?
apricots. I was like, isn't there another fruit out there? Because it's the Applets and Cotlets factory that's right there in Kashmir, too. So,
We're pretty well known for our pears, for our apricots, our peaches, apples.
ooh, man, I'm looking for suggestions now. I want to hear what people want for mead this year. It's
Pine
always so
trees.
fun to do.
So what we should do then is do one of those little polls that we do on the Fairy Blossom on the Fairy Blossom for the mirrors thing, Facebook's thing.
Yes.
The-
And poll up in our Facebook group. We'll put a poll up for the flavor of mead for the 2020 Fairy Blossom Festival. So
Perfect.
that will be fun.
I'm a
Yeah,
fan
we
of carrots.
Are we
I
make sure
can
there's
stick with
no
at least
meat?
one plain honey.
So the only thing I would really need to know as far as the meat goes, how
Uh-oh. You froze up. I heard a
am I good?
You're good now. Say it again.
Okay. As far as the meat goes, I would need to know how high of an alcohol content you want.
Very high.
Does that affect
Yes.
fruit?
Legally,
Is that a
we can
type of
only do
fruit?
up to 15%. So if it,
Okay, I have no problem drinking 151. I'm just saying.
These are
Uh-oh.
questions
I think we all
I
froze.
cannot
that's the
answer.
after party meat. That's the
That's-
stuff we
that's-
can't sell.
There may be a thing. There may be a thing.
I don't understand what's happening over here though in Count Morbid's screen. Just as a small aside,
It's a
I
reindeer.
mean,
I'm trying
but
to figure out why Lumina sideways.
and then it was like a bat, and then it was a reindeer. It's like slowly becoming more of a thing every time I look over there. I don't even know.
Lumina, you're sideways.
Can you do either? I'm only having pine trees, or is there any kind of evergreen flavor that can be done?
We
I don't know if
could
that's a thing.
Mm.
we could
No,
try.
we're not having pine fresh scented mead, you weirdo.
I can't
It's
say that
natural.
pine would probably be very good in a mead.
I think he's trying to
Done, right?
make me into a mead because I smell like pine fresh scent.
Sometimes.
At least I didn't say garlic and onion.
You
When
do.
you hang a little
That's
jar
Yeah.
from resorts.
Okay, so tonight then for the next 2 weeks, our giveaway is going to be for a bottle of mead from you guys from Berserker Meadery, and the flavors that now this is if you're 21 and over. If you are not 21, alas, we shall have a second gift for you instead of a bottle of mead because
It's a
well,
voucher for a t-shirt.
there are all those pesky rules in the human world. And I think that these are the
Just give them
flavors
a
that I
bottle of
have.
honey. 121 to get a bottle of honey.
This is unfermented mead. Here you go and send them a honey bear. What?
I got it right here.
Yeah.
There it is. Raw honey.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That fancy Walmart honey.
By the way, I have watched this interview. I have watched this interview and
Chop
watched
and love
him
away.
slowly question all his life choices that led to this point. Led to
Okay,
him
so-
being in this interview.
So the flavors that are available are blueberry, peach, strawberry, and the basic honey mead.
I want
Correct.
blueberry.
You always want blueberry.
So,
You are a blueberry.
so,
The blueberry
Get
is
my off
quite
your
good.
head. The
No.
what?
The blueberry is very good. It's one of our top
Oh.
products.
Gunther likes blueberry
Welcome to
coffee.
Weekend
I
Empty.
do. I actually do like blueberry coffee. That's my
weird.
favorite thing.
It's weird.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on over there on Morbid's end, but here's how this works, you guys. When we are done with our stream this evening, please leave a comment in the comments section on the YouTubes, not on Facebook or in this stream comment section now. After we are done with the stream, leave a comment on YouTube. SKAL is the word to leave. You guys have 2 weeks. If you are a member of our Patreon, you will
You
get
might wanna
one
spell
automatic entry. I will. If you're a member of our Patreon, you will get one automatic entry. And if you want to have 2 entries, leave the word SKAL. It's SKAL. And that will also be in the low bar. Yes, exactly like that, Gunther. For you guys to be able to read, but SKAL, and leave that in the comments, and that will get you an entry to win a bottle of mead from Berserker Meadery, who is going to be our mead vendor at Fairy Blossom Festival this year, running the Tipsy Pixie for us. So I'm super excited. We'll have all the information also in the low bar, so you can check them out on Facebook and give them a like. And we look forward to maybe even see them at Two Rivers Medieval Fair in May if you are here in the Kingdom of Storms or the Pacific Northwest, or if you travel a long
And
way.
please, by all means, if you give our Facebook a like and a share, that would be amazing. It's spelled BER, not BES.
Oh. You could have said something earlier. I could have fixed
I just
that.
realized
I actually just looked down and I was wondering where you learned to spell Berserker.
Yes,
No,
it's
so-
Berserker Meadery. It's facebook.com/it's made from honey is our link.
It's made
I
from
still have
honey.
to break this in.
Yes, I actually think now. Let's see. I might have put that part in here. Let me see if I did. I don't know. Nope, I did not. Okay, so can I put you on the spot again, Tom?
Of course.
You're so cool and calm and collected. So since you
That's
guys
what we call
have your
marketing.
Facebook page, and it's facebook.com/itsmadefromhoney, and I think that actually is already in the low bar of this on YouTube. If people are to tag, if they want to go there and they want to tag FAE Productions and leave a comment on your Facebook, like SKAL and FAE Productions, and leave a comment, would you be willing to allow us to give them a third entry to win? Would that work out for you?
Absolutely.
Cool. We will put that in also. So there is a total possible for each of you, 3 possible entries that you can get to win a bottle of, and you have your choice of blueberry, peach strawberry, or basic honey mead. And none of us can enter. So if somebody wants to enter on my behalf. No.
Listen,
Okay, I'm going
I'm
to
actually
go ahead
sitting
and
here working on that right now.
firing over there, all trying to get somebody to put entries in for you. I see.
Yeah, that's it.
The more likes and shares we get, the better. That ultimately allows us to get a bigger customer basis, which allows us to sell more product and make more product, get into the fairs, get across the state.
And
So
it becomes an
more
avalanche
exposure.
and tons of drunken people's enjoying themselves.
Exactly. So, I mean, the more shares, the more exposure we get, the more we can provide. So, I mean,
We claim no responsibility for people's level of inebriation.
Yes. Drink
None
responsibly,
at
please.
all.
We have to
Yeah,
follow
All
that
right.
drink
we
responsibly.
encourage you to drink responsibly.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Tom, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you guys very much for having me. I look forward to seeing you.
All right. Enjoy your evening.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Yep. Well, that is awesome, and I'm very excited, and I hope that everybody else is excited as well, because yay, me. I do have, though, I can put this up really briefly so that folks can see.
And I'm actually in the process of working on who's our next guest going to be next time.
Please tell me that's
Ooh.
and not something else that's
So
darker.
this-
Spelled correctly.
Yes, well, this was when I had a little more time to be looking at it. But here is the information for the Berserker Meadery giveaway, and here is their. I knew I had it somewhere. I was prepared. I worked on this all day today. Well, maybe not all day, but you know.
Oh, they spelled it with 3 R's.
Yeah.
Not in a
Yes.
row, but yes.
Actually 4 if you count the word meadery, and it's like all one thing, but okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave this up here for a second while I read to you guys. Our calendar of events is up next. We haven't had a calendar of events in a minute. So I'm just going to go over this. These are events for January 4th and 5th, 2020. Fandom PBS. I guess that's last weekend, huh? No,
2020 is not even a real year.
but it is. Wait.
Judge.
Okay. That's correct though, right? The 4th was last weekend.
Yes.
So, okay. Yes, I knew that. So January 10th through the 12th, that's this weekend. And OrcaCon is in Bellevue, Washington. And on January 18th to the 20th, we have Cascade Con, which is in Bellingham, Washington. January 18th and 19th is the Stumptown Games Summit in Portland, Oregon. The 20th to the 26th is Conflict in Seattle, Washington. The 24th to, that must be a because it's not.
Sorry.
Oh,
Some of these event names, there's conflict in Seattle, Washington. What, like the time that I was on sitting with some band?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So Conflict, yes, Seattle, Washington, and also the last weekend, the 24th to the 26th, down in Portland, Oregon, is Wizard World. So that's probably for all of you magically Harry Potter wizarding fans.
I think that's actually a Comic-Con.
So I need a
Yeah.
wand.
I mean, I have a lot of wands.
But
You
you
know,
don't have one that's Gunther size, do you?
That would be a staff for most people.
Oh, that's fair.
You do
I-
have a
I-
staff.
or at least beat
Sorry,
stick.
grumbly dogs.
I think we would have to get you a dowel, and or maybe we could get you something like a bedpost. Yeah, sand it down. You know, like this
Man.
big. What? Hey, you
need
are
a
so
bedpost?
tall.
I mean, I already got this thing, and this is like a bedpost, but it doesn't. This just does not leave much for the flourishing. You know, this is just kaboom.
Just not much for the floor.
Are you telling me you have spells that don't involve just smashing things with the wand?
Yeah, well, you know, I feel like if I just did all like the smashing things, Fairy Princess Lolly might get upset, and
I mean,
you know.
Flick
I
and
mean, I've heard that the Wingardium Leviosa for trolls is to hit them swinging. Up.
It's an uppercut, yeah.
Show us,
Right,
Gunther, show us the sleeping spell with your wand. Show us the sleeping spell.
you know what? If I showed you the sleeping spell, I have to do that in person, man. Otherwise, it doesn't really work. It's just a lot of ding.
And then the last thing, the last event on our list is February 2nd. We up here in Everett, we are hosting an IMBOLC Fairylight Circle. So we will have some fun gathering here locally with a local Fae friend, and then we will have a little IMBOLC. Right there shall be storylines, mystery, gaming, plots.
Yes. Also on February 2nd, if Gunther sees his shadows, there's 6 more weeks of Ragnarok.
Brother, I can't see anything right now, so you know.
I mean, admittedly, 6 more weeks of Ragnarok sounds more interesting than 6 more weeks of winter.
That's true.
Which hasn't started yet. At least not here.
But
Winter hasn't started? What do you mean?
So
All we've had is rain. We've had the white stuff.
If you guys
that's
don't know,
not here either.
if you guys don't know what Ragnarok is, look to Australia for a point of reference.
Ooh,
Yeah.
no.
You gotta bring up something sad.
Oh, I'm so sad for Australia.
Dude.
Dude,
It's
it's all
inconceivable
fire,
how-
and that's basically what Ragnarok is. It's all fire, man.
It's
But
It's not too soon. It's actually happening right now.
which is the definition of too soon?
Have you guys heard of the Aussie Man presents or Aussie Man reviews?
What?
it's Aussie, not Aussie. Aussie. Like Ozzy Osbourne.
It's Ozzy Osbourne's reviewing things, and
No, I'm just making a correction because a long time ago an Australian corrected me, and they were quite put out about it. That it's Aussie, not Aussie. Don't know why you Americans say it wrong.
because he's a
I say
Dundee.
everything wrong.
So what's he on about?
Yeah, try to get him to say Oregon.
He posted a video on his channel today where he reviewed the fires burning in his own homeland and discussed that the fact that he was very upset at the government, and he reviewed a whole bunch of his leadership's stuff, and I
he
found
has
it
an
very
online resume then.
I'm not
I
sure
found
this is the best conversation.
I actually loved his commentary, and everyone heard me laughing.
As of yesterday, I think it was there's an area there like Elizabethtown or something. They finally came out of a state of emergency because it is pouring down rain. There's a cyclone off the west coast of the island, and yeah, it is a bloody continent island. But
Sorry, I'm having an inappropriately timed laugh here because I saw something while you were talking that was funny, and I couldn't help but laugh. And I'm not laughing at Australia. I just want to make it clear that I am not laughing at Australia.
are you being insensitive to the land down under then?
Australia-based news.
Yes, we could. We have a whole host of wacky, weird news that Gunther has lined up for us this evening, so you can be sure that it is.
There is one that I wanted to find that I gotta get real quick that I did not get to send you that I want you to read. This one's very
I found my
important.
sand.
Oh,
Yay,
you do? I
Some
wanna
of it.
see. Okay, wait, hold on.
I have more. Sand from Puerto Vallarta. Hidden
Sand
Spirit
in the place where you live.
No.
In your butt.
What?
Damn.
We don't want to know where else it was either.
I mean,
Yeah.
that-
No,
That's
it's
You
where
tell me you
Sand
didn't
hid.
collect it from.
Hold it up again. And quit wiggling it. Hold it still. I want to see.
It looks-
Oh,
it looks like sand in an
you
Aquafina
count
bottle.
more of it?
Is there a crab in there?
not a live one anymore.
Oh, here, we'll put this up.
Inappropriate
It looks
thoughts going on.
chunky.
If you want crabs, Gunther, you have to look elsewhere.
Ah, yeah.
Well, you did say you had sand there. Just saying.
I like seafood.
Oh my gosh.
The talking sideways now.
Okay. Oh,
By the way,
okay.
by the
That
way,
is
to skip-
that is enough discussion of sand and crabs and sand crabs.
I judged
Okay.
Fairy
Real
Princess
quick
Lolly.
thing about the calendar.
all of you.
though.
Fairy Princess Lolly.
No.
Fairy Princess Lolly.
What?
I just sent you the article that I wanted you to read
Bookface?
on the book face.
To skip ahead
Okay.
on the calendar, I want to know if Ion has any plans for March 17th.
I'm gonna drink.
Well,
Gunther, I can name any random date.
I'm sure
And there's a
there'll be
reason to
some
drink.
a little far ahead in the calendar for our calendar of events.
he is not going to reveal to you this early in the game what he's doing on that day.
It's a Tuesday.
So that,
Tuesday, like any other Tuesday, except
well,
for
I guess
more
he can
Tuesday.
tell you. Doesn't make any sense. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
That ironically means that you can mix the meme of St. Patrick's Day celebrations with Taco Tuesday and have
Drive the tacos
That
out of my-
sounds like Mexican, Irish, American Tuesday.
Taking your taco shells and making them green.
I would love
Well,
to
no,
be able
no,
to eat
no.
a taco
It's
right
on
now,
a
but it would
Tuesday,
hurt
that
so
means,
bad.
That means people might have a hangover
beef
for
tacos.
FNN. It means
Is
a
it even
hangover on
possible to do
Wednesday
that?
for the
corned beef
broadcast.
tacos.
no green
that'd be
tacos.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Ha 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 ha. See that?
They wouldn't taste better.
Ew, no.
But yes, it could be done.
Well, I mean, I
I-
guess if they can make chips in that color, that okay.
I tried to eat chips yesterday and it didn't go well.
Well, you shouldn't have eaten chips yesterday since you got more teeth extracted at the tooth fairy. By the way, you should maybe say something to your onlookers. Regarding
Thank you. I hurt really bad right now. I have pain medication in my system, so it's making it so I can talk. They pulled 4 teeth, and Fairy Princess
Only
Lolly has
47
them.
more to go.
Yeah. Right.
Trolls have
Actually,
big
I'm
mouths.
over. They said I'm over halfway done. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Over
Yeah, that's
halfway done.
Yeah.
So-
So I got halfway done, and then after that, they're gonna do posts and try to get so I can, not look like a beaver anymore.
Beaver, rat, nutria, one of the three.
I'm too big to be a rat. So
Pennywise looks like a beaver.
yeah.
Rats have been-
Pennywise-
Gunther's of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
Yeah, well, Well,
You've never heard of the GUXs?
I do gotta say thank you to everybody. I couldn't have done this without you. It is actually helping quite a bit. The more that come out, the less pain I get in because it's not going abscess, which is a thing. So now this lower side, all the molars are gone. This upper side, all the molars are gone. This side, molars are all gone. Most of them are gone on this side too. So now it's just regular teeth getting pulled, and apparently my teeth are this freaking long, which I did not know was possible.
Well, tusks.
Rodent teeth, I'm telling you.
And Lolly has them. She's commandeered them.
It's true. I have been saving the teeth. I'm not I don't have any intended purpose in mind at this time.
Sell them on the black market for money so I can get. So are we gonna do the auction thing for the rest of the teeth at some point in the future? Yeah.
Your teeth? What?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dana, do you know what I'm talking about?
We're gonna put them together. And
There are
bring
more
them-
there are more auction stuff to be auctioned, I think is what he was asking about, is if more auctioning is going to be happening.
Yes, we do have more things to be auctioned. Although first, we have a little reveal tonight. Speaking of Fairy Blossom Festival, because I guess that is one of our big topics.
My
that I
favorite
keep-
festival.
Our poster for this year's festival is now ready
I
to
would-
be seen.
I would totally give Still Dorian a tooth if she wanted one.
Ew.
She what?
Heard that.
Well, I heard Dorian might need a tooth, and I was like, okay, I would give her a tooth. She's helped me out a lot. I adore her.
I mean, actually, I'll give her a tooth because I have all of
I mean, I still got some in my mouth. I could pull one out and give it to her if I want to. Just saying.
We can see to it that Dorian gets one of your teeth. The commemorative troll tooth. I feel like that should be a thing now. A commemorative troll tooth.
Oh, that's so gross. Some of those teeth, though, man.
All right, I want to show you guys. Okay, so we have our festival poster is done, and you guys are going to be the first to see it. I'm very excited because I think it's quite lovely this year. Let me pull it up. I was working on getting this done over the holiday season. And here it is. Dun, 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 dun. So this was made by Gabriella Szabo, who actually is a resident of Ireland. Yep. From the Emerald Isles. So what do you guys think? Is it beautiful? We have our...
Actually, don't you have a pair of socks just like that?
I have some green and purple socks, but I don't have yellow and purple socks. And they pretty
I'm
much...
just saying, it looks very you.
Well, except for the blonde hair. I am
Let's
not
do the blonde hair. Blondes are terrible. I know.
I just can't read it at this size.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I can really make it. Maybe I can. There we go.
So
That's about it.
there you go. Yeah. Now scroll down a little bit.
Oh, here. I can actually probably make it so that it's let's see. Does this help?
You have to scroll up and down now because it's a long one.
There, is that better? Can you see it better now, famous Dana?
Yes.
A little bit, yes.
I can see it better now. Yeah.
Oh, come on, the poo.
So, Midsummer Games, High Court, LARP Quest, Fairy Market, Wild Hunt, all new this year is
Oh,
full
puppy.
time. Our classic Stone Soup potluck that we have every year. Nerf battles, Boffer Melee, which last year we kind of had a Boffer demo, and this year it's going to be a full-blown melee. And one of the things we'll be doing is having some maker meetups from
Listen,
now.
I'm talking to the boys, and it's going to be all
Where we are
physical.
making the
saying.
swords. What?
I said I've been talking to the boys, and it's going to be all up fisticuffs this year. Just saying.
Elf shot archery, and so we're having live archery back again this year, which I think should be very complimentary. We are working to have archery dodgeball, archery tag, so with foam archery. So that is one of the things we're looking to have. And then the karaoke ball and costume contest, which of course will be hosted by our very own Music Box Fairy DJ Trishy. And then Goblin Town, one of everybody's favorites, will also be returning this year. So these are just some of the highlights. It is not by any means limited to what you see here, but
Trollheim.
Yeah, they changed their name. They're not Goblin Town anymore.
So
I will. I guess I'll have to talk. I suppose I probably should have put the date and all of that stuff on here. But this is our basic festival poster, and as you can see, we have our dandelions and our toadstools and our bluebells to summon the fairies, our wisteria that we always have. So I really love. She just did a great job in doing this poster.
The
that
drawing
was-
is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yes.
she is a very talented artist. How do I there we go. Aha. So I was really happy that she agreed to do it, and I'm super pleased with the outcome. Also, she does have an Etsy store. So I would suggest if you were interested, I'll put a link to that in the low bar. I don't think I have it there currently, but I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. And let's see. So let's see. Let's do a news article because we haven't done a news article in a few shows, and I kind of miss doing the weird, wacky news. So I am going to
I just
read
sent you
out.
one. Remember?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I'm opening it now. What is happening right there?
Sissy, Sissy LeBeau.
This is what? Do you have a kitty in there?
I've been cuddling with this kitty most of the night, man.
Come to me, kitty.
The poo.
Come to me. There are some of you Facebook listeners out there right now who need to
Come on, baby.
follow the instructions
Nobody knows how far.
on this banner. Yes, you have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Yes, and give your computer, give Facebook permissions to put your name. Like Facebook and StreamYard must talk to one another. We can't see your name unless you make allowances for that, and you can do that just by following StreamYard.com/Facebook. And then we can actually see who we're talking to from Facebook. Because right now you are all just Facebook users. So
Very
and we'd like to
Look.
to be able to call you names. I mean, by name.
Your
Yes,
real
that is
names,
what I
not
mean.
names.
Mary Princess Lolly. Look.
What?
I think she's seen it.
Sis Pooh. Okay, so here are. Oh man, I don't even know.
All right.
You're gonna give a couple.
Yes,
options?
I'm going to give two options for articles. Let me look at them really quickly and see which two I want
I was
to.
totally begging you to read that for the last one I said.
Well, it's the audience that gets to decide what we read. So, and also I think that it hasn't opened yet. So
Okay,
Phrases-
that's usable.
The phrase is sometimes it's best to let the Wookiee win. She didn't say anything about a troll winning.
Listen,
Just saying.
I'll beat.
So we have
I will
a-
rip a Wookiee's arm off and beat him with it. Just saying.
okay,
Uh-huh.
I think unicorn horned rabbit looks for a new home for Christmas,
Or
electric eel lights up Christmas tree in Tennessee. So if you want to hear about Wonky the unicorn horned rabbit, press number 1 in the comments. And if you want to hear about the electric eel
See?
lighting up the Christmas tree, press number 2. Wonky for number 1, electric eel for number 2, and then we will just type your entry now, and we will give you a few seconds. Why is this telling me this? It's so annoying. Go away. Maybe if I do this, it'll
just
there it goes. Okay, so whoever asked whether or not it says who you are, the answer is no, not until you give permissions to StreamYard. So StreamYard and Facebook need to talk to each other for us to see your Facebook name And if you don't give permissions by following that little link of StreamYard.com/Facebook, then the two of them can't communicate. And when you make a comment on our end, all we see is Facebook user, and we don't see your picture icon or anything. So you have to go and give those little permissions, and then we can see your name and your user picture.
So far, I think Wonky the rabbit is the unicorn.
Yes, I see 2 votes for Wonky the unicorn horned rabbit. Okay, so let's see. Wonky, where are you? Nope, this is wait.
Here.
Is this Wonky? No.
No.
Oh, here's Wonky. Okay. And here we go. Maybe. Holy smokes. Where'd you go, Wonky? I don't see anything on this page. I don't. Woo!
It's pretty.
Kitty
It looks like
500
it's
of it.
reloading the page, and I want to close some things that where you don't need anymore.
Which is none of this, but thanks for your commentary. Trust me, it's not it. It just is slow, and it's sometimes ridiculous. Okay, well, I guess Wonky is going to have to wait because I don't know why it's doing that. That's super frustrating. Wonky, you're going to have to wait.
You want me to read it?
Oh, there it is. Okay, Wonky just appeared. So I'm going to try this one more time. Wonky, Wonky. Chonky Wonky. Wonky the unicorn horned rabbit, which makes me kind of think of our friend Stormy the Fairy, who we interviewed a while back because she loves rabbits and she's got some buns for pets. Wonky the rabbit has an ear sitting in the middle of his head, occasionally pointing straight upwards, just like a unicorn horn. Okay. Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Wonky the Lop-Eared Rabbit, yes, just like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They are so similar to each other. Wonky the Lop-Eared Rabbit is hoping his unusual physical trait will help him find a loving family this Christmas. With one of his ears sitting in the middle of his head, occasionally pointing upwards, just like a unicorn horn. The friendly critter is one of the most eye-catching tenants at the RSPCA LMNOP branch in Milton Keynes and North Bucks. Carol Spindler, who works at the center, said Wonky was ready for a new family to adopt him. Look at that rabbit. Oh, he's so cute.
Okay.
I was hoping
Rabbit, one ear is like, wow.
Oh man, is there another picture? No, I want to see a second picture. Let's see what it is. It says, "A lovable boy really deserves a home where he'll get lots of attention and treats," she said. He would suit a family with older children and would make a wonderful addition to the home. Wonky, who is 4, is described as an affectionate rabbit who enjoys being stroked, but he is not a fan of being picked up and would suit a family with older children. The RSPCA says he would also benefit from the company of a female rabbit, so perhaps break out the mistletoe. Oh, look at
We also did
him.
an article with a dog that had a tail on its forehead. Just saying.
An article with a dog that had a tail
Remember,
on
we
its
had that article with the dog with the tail on its forehead.
It looked like Roscoe.
I don't know if I remember that. I'm kind of liking though this new trend that I see with all of these animals that are something is weird about them or disabled about them that would otherwise have a hard time finding homes. And it's like a thing now to publicize it so that people will adopt them. And I think that that's actually really It seems like it's been. Look at him. He looks so small, but then again, there's not really a good size comparison, so it's hard to say. All right, after Wonky was the eel. Let's look at this eel.
I know I saw an article about a cat that actually had 4 ears. That was at a Humane Society recently, and he was cute. I would have totally taken him
Yes,
home.
I did. I saw that. I would adopt that cat, but then again, I love cats. So, we're gonna say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes. So let's see. Oh, goodbye, Wonky.
Mm.
We love you. We hope you find a home.
A forever home.
Right?
I mean, I'm just saying I like to move around a little bit, so having a forever home, a little bit concerning.
I move around.
I have yet to find a
Sure.
castle for me to go to.
Aw, don't say that. We are working very hard this year. This year is the year to manifest Dreamhaven from the
And
Enchanted
isn't that
Realm
what we're
into
talking about, Fairy Princess Lolly? That we just want our castle.
no wheel, no wheel, no wheel, no electric eel lights up Christmas tree in Tennessee. Didn't work.
What?
But the no wheel part worked. Okay, here we go. It actually does this, huh? Can you see an eel in that picture?
Is that thing at the very bottom that looks like a stick, isn't it?
That, I think, is a stick. Yeah.
But what about the black thing in the middle?
I don't know. That maybe is the eel. So, an electric eel in Chattanooga, Tennessee is sparking a little holiday cheer. Every time Miguel Watson
Also a funny name.
Watson, the electric eel, releases a jolt of electricity. A festively decorated Christmas tree next to his tank at the Tennessee Aquarium flickers and glows. There is a sensor directly in his exhibit that picks up when he produces electricity. Aquarist Kimberly Hurt, who cares for the electric eel, tells NPR. The aquarium had already connected the sensor to a soundboard and a light board to correspond with Watson's bursts, says Hurt. It'll light up the board. It also does make some noise so people can hear when he's producing electricity. So it wasn't a huge leap to also have Watson's sensors connected to a Christmas tree for a seasonal spin on the display. Take a look at the electric eel in action. Ooh, a video. Oh, I like that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make it big. So, wrong screen. Making it big, making it big. Maybe I'm making it big. I'm gonna try to make it big. Right? So here we go. Push and play. And more.
Come on, Watson.
There we go. It's going. Let's get there. Wait, turn that on.
You hit a button.
Oh, there. Do you see? He's right here. No, here. I just want to. There. Oh my gosh! Stop it! Like, just play the video, YouTube. Oh, look at that tree flashing. Did you guys see it? That's a big eel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, not a size comparison.
Well, there's the log, and you can generally get an
I mean,
idea of how big
you-
those ornaments are.
There's an ornament right there. You know how big an ornament is? Then you can see the head of the eel.
Christmas tree
How do-
is in
okay.
front of the eel, so its size is not accurate. It's not to scale.
Well, of course not. But I mean, it's gives you some idea, I suppose. Okay, here's the question. How does an electric eel generate electricity?
Grinding his
Anybody?
teeth.
Before Ion tells us, because I can see he knows the answer. Look at his face. He totally knows.
They're magical.
Anybody? Anybody else? Magical. I'm not
Grinding his
sure.
Yes, we can actually see your name now, Joe. Am I the only one who sees her name?
Who?
See it?
Okay. Joe.
I see Sarah, and I saw Taryn out there. Well, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, answer the question.
So they have
Am I not hearing it on purpose, or what was that about?
I'm not hearing it either.
Oh, so what you're telling me is that just when they were going to explain the details, Ion lost connection.
Yes, which is kind of humorous, actually. I think that showing the video of the eel locked them up a little bit.
should I start again?
Yes, because
Okay.
you'd like no one like it went MacGyver, you know.
I'm not absolutely certain, but I'm under the impression that eels have organs inside of them that are very similar to capacitors, which are devices that store electricity. And they're a normal capacitor is just two plates that get charged up, and you can store power in them.
So where does the power come from?
Just like us, they generate electricity with their normal body activity.
They just do
We
it a lot
generate
more.
electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's how our nervous systems and muscles and all that stuff work.
I didn't know that.
You know, I mean,
Frankenstein's monster wasn't too far off from how it could work.
so it just produces
I-
a lot more of a static shock than we can. Is that correct?
Yeah, because it stores it up over time. All the charges it doesn't use, and it's adapted this technique to stun fish, I think.
Well,
So it kind of shocks its prey.
see, I thought it was interesting. So how far? Weren't you?
I assume it makes that sound in the water.
So weren't you the one that told me, Ion, how wrong the Matrix was for making batteries out of humans?
That is right.
Okay. I have no clue what you guys are talking about right now. Like zero. I
I
just
mean,
don't even know.
you could. It would take a. It's not worth it.
Okay. So that was two. It is next article. Let's see.
Disney one.
Yes. Oh, we can see Dorian's name now. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's see. Two to choose between. We have this one still. Whoa, that one looks so cool. It's not. Come on, stupid thing. So I think this is the one I was laughing at earlier, and then and then Gunther, the one you wanted was fairy tales could date back thousands of years. Research says, is that the one?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so if you want to hear fairy tales could date back thousands of years, research says, press number 1. And if you want to hear Oscar Mayer seeking new hot dogger for travel in the Wienermobile.
That's what made her laugh before.
So this is.
I want to be a hot dogger. I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
She says to me, go find weird articles. So I go and find weird articles.
That is what I truly want to be.
My baloney
It
has a
doesn't
first
mean it doesn't
name.
smell like
It's
hot dogs.
No, no. If I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
I'm a lumberjack, and that's okay.
Everyone would want a bite of me.
Everyone would be in love with me.
I hear
But
that's a
even
thing.
then,
I have to
you
be
know,
down fanboys all the time for that. That's a thing.
I'm sure it changed a few times.
But now I'm beginning to wonder.
So it's one for the
Yes.
fairy tales.
One for fairy tales and two for Oscar Mayer hot dogger. Let's see. What do we have? One. Let's see. Yes, one for fairy tales could date back thousands. Yes, I know it is a very tough choice, but you know what? Life's full of tough choices, isn't it?
Well, if you cook the hot dog too long, of course it will be tough.
I'm quoting Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
I see.
What
I
time did she? Never mind.
made
Should've
it
been
made
quoted
a deal to trade legs for voices.
Yeah, what? Wait, what? What about the electric eel?
Electric eels. First electric eels.
I did not hear that. I just heard electric eel, electric eel. It was sort of like Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Oh dear. Okay. What's the vote for? What's
He's
the
talking
why-
about the electric eels that Ursula used. You know, must be
Flotsam and
what-
Jetsam. That was their names.
I didn't know.
Why do you know that?
Why did she not know that?
I memorize things.
because Little Mermaid's your favorite ever.
I don't know. It used to be.
When you were a little kid.
So
Last
I guess that Baroness Gale says that if she read it, it would have Sneetches. And since it has not made a decision,
Sneetches get Steeches.
I thought, aren't the Sneetches the ones with the stars on their bellies? There's star belly Sneetches and unstarred belly Sneetches.
Yep.
I think that's a different
I
paradigm.
think I heard famous Dana's head.
All right, Gunther. Since you are the only one who has given an opinion on this so far, we're going to go with yours first.
Yay. Wow.
Don't get too excited.
I
Fairy
think
tale.
it's interesting, though. That's all I'm saying. It's really interesting to me.
Well, did you read it already? What?
No,
Did you
no.
spoil
I didn't read all of it.
Is the archaeologist letting them Arcadia Jones?
Beauty and the Beast and Rumpelstiltskin, that famous clericon of all time, were written in 18th and 19th centuries. Shouldn't it say like the 18th and 19th centuries?
Yeah.
Okay. But have been traced back 4,000 years. That's a long time. That's ancient Egypt or something. Is that before? No, that's not ancient Egypt, the 2000 BC.
Yes, but there were people all over at the time.
I know that.
Okay.
But that's just, you think of what was the biggest civilization, right? So when the Brothers Grimm collected fairy tales in the 19th century, Wilhelm suggested that many dated back thousands rather than the accepted view of just hundreds of years. Researchers believe that they have now proved him right. While two of the best-known tales, Beauty and the Beast and Rumpelstiltskin, were written down in the 17th and 18th centuries.
Those numbers changed.
Uh-huh.
They were 18th and 19th at the top of the article. Right?
No, Brothers Grimm was 19th century. All right, no,
They did change. You're right. They totally did change.
Someone didn't proofread the article.
Were written down in the 17th and 18th centuries. New research using mathematical modeling has traced them back 4,000 years, and they are not even the oldest. The Smith and the Devil is estimated to date back, hold on, new research using mathematical modeling. What does that mean?
that means that they
Well,
have
what
the
does it have
number
to do with
4 and
spinning?
the number 6 walk down the runway, show their butts a little bit, turn around, and walk back up.
What?
Yes,
Why
well, I
don't
want to
you
see the
leave me?
figure eight. Okay,
Oh no, it's lying down. It's gone all the way. Sorry.
I can't see it. I can't see it. That's because it's the square root of -1. Let's see. Anyway, the Smith and the Devil is. I guess I just wonder how do you make a mathematical model that discerns just the age of a story?
I tell you what, let's finish reading the article and we can see if we can find some information on it. It might be in the article itself.
I don't think I like your attitude.
I think Nick credit is
I
for
don't
the
see
article.
how anything I'm saying is wrong.
The Smith and the Devil is estimated to date back 6,000 years to the Bronze Age. It is the story of a blacksmith who strikes a deal for superhuman powers with a malevolent supernatural being. Supernatural things don't exist. There are only natural things.
Naturally.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Only to renege on his side of the bargain. Now that seems like a bad idea, right? Can't do. Another popular favorite is Jack and the Beanstalk. Well, what? I've never heard the story of the Smith and the Devil. Do any of you guys have you heard that one? You have? What happens?
So
I didn't just tell you.
it just
Well, it says he reneges on his side of the bargain, but it doesn't tell you
That's
what.
what Uncle Phil's was based
Oh,
off of.
Is he just like, sorry, devil? No.
I'm pretty sure I'm trying to remember because I was quite a little leprechaun at the time.
You were little.
That was the question I was going to ask.
He's littler than me.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Okay, so this guy, now it's pretty classic in devil stories, right? Where somebody makes a deal with the devil that it's for their soul, right? Like, you will have eternal life, but I get your immortal soul, or
I
you
bet
will
this riddle of gold against your soul that says I'm better than you.
Exactly, right? So, that you trade your soul to the devil. So I'm wondering how you punish somebody whose soul has already been sold to you if they renege on that. If you bag out on the deal, I get your soul. If
they don't have their soul to begin with. But in this case, I think it more has to do with the fact that he finds a clever loophole. Most of these devil stories, you find a clever loophole so that the devil doesn't bother you anymore.
Okay. Another popular
What if
favorite is Jack and the Beanstalk, from the genre of The Boy Who Stole Ogre's Treasure. Is from around 5,000 years ago. The report was put together by Sarah Graça da Silva, a folklorist from the New University of Lisbon. Blah, Department, Anthropology, Royal Society, Open Science. She said, it's remarkable that these stories, wait, no, Dr. Tarani, two people, Dr. Tarani and Sarah. Okay, but Dr. Tarani said, it's remarkable that these stories have survived so long without being written down. They are older than the English language and would have been first told in one that is now extinct. Efforts to investigate the history of folktales is complicated because they were largely, I'm sure I'm eating a cat here, only written down in the 17th century. Although there were some earlier stories as well as myths from the ancient Greek and Roman cultures. I was going to say, Wilhelm Grimm argued that the traditional German tales he and his brother Jacob compiled and first published in 1812, popularizing stories from Cinderella to Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. Had,
Yeah, sure.
it's so hot right now. Had roots in ancient cultures from Scandinavia to South Asia, though many disagreed. Dr. Terani said, "We have tested Wilhelm Grimm's hypothesis and believe it is accurate. The findings," what was his hypothesis? Oh! "The findings suggest a substantial number of magical tales have existed in Indo-European oral traditions long before they were written down."
Well, I have heard
I am
similar
so
theories.
thoroughly let down and disappointed by the lack of detail in that article.
So now that we know their names, we could look up their scholarly work and find out the details of their mathematical modeling of the distribution of folklore throughout the world.
This sounds definitely like a you thing.
Well,
So we're looking up the information.
I have heard some
Time to
similar
disprove
theories.
it.
You have what?
I missed some of the exposition here, but some of the theories are that basically this gets into like Jungian archetypes, as basically like basically cultural memory / recurring themes. But like some people have theorized that like Snow White goes back to basically cave times where it's practically like sacrificing a pure virgin to the snow to end winter and various things. I've heard some wacky theories about how like certain kernels of these stories, I mean, in some ways think of them like seeds, you know, like that there are certain sort of universal human experiences that go back far enough that these themes still make their way into stories.
All right,
You know.
here we go.
I mean, in some ways, it also goes to the overall thing that there's only so many types of stories anyway, you know. So of course, these things, you know, pop up in fairy tales and such.
Yes, that's that hero theory.
Well, that's just one of
The Hero of a Thousand Faces, Joseph Campbell,
Yes.
but also just basic storytelling that like fish out of water, you know, like boy meets girl, you know, that a lot of these stories are just sort of fundamental parts of human experience, so that they pop up, or just basically some ancient racial memory that's so ingrained that they pop up.
I wonder where Aesop's Fables fits into that.
In theory, those are more parables because, you know, in theory, he started with a human experience and then came up with a story around it rather than the other way around.
Right, the fables lead to a specific lesson.
Yeah, like he basically starts with a point and then sort of like works backwards from that to come up with a story for that point. You know, and then it becomes so, the fable itself becomes so well known that we just say sour grapes. You know, where something was too hard to get, and we decided it wasn't worth it after all. You know.
Okay.
So are we on the Wienermobile?
Yes. Well, I just
the Wienermobile actually goes several thousand years back to cave times.
Yes, it does.
To
Where
back
the cavemen, you know, originally the Wienermobile didn't have wheels, of course, because they hadn't been invented
That's
yet.
That's what encouraged the inventing of the wheel, because they wanted to move the wiener.
Well, it did lead to the creation of the wheel, because otherwise you were just trying to shove a giant wiener around, and it had like it was a woolly wiener. It was a saber tooth. It was a saber tooth wiener.
A mastodonic wiener, even.
Are we assuming that the tale of the Oscar Mayer wiener is as ancient as the old fairy tales are?
But by the way, as far as I do not want to be the person who crashes the Wienermobile. Like that would be a terrifying.
Or the person who crashes into the Wienermobile.
Or the yeah.
I wonder if I can find a video of that.
Unless you're driving like a giant bottle of mustard, it's a tragedy.
I thought in wintertime it did skid off the road once. Because you know,
That's huge. I've actually done it before. I wouldn't want to drive it. That thing's the size of a bus.
What did I lose you at Woolly or Sabretooth Wiener? Okay.
Well,
Frozen.
yeah, and then Ion asked whether or not he just was, like, you don't want to be rear-ended by the Wienermobile.
Okay.
It was terrible. It was horrible. Bad. All right, here we go.
Don't make me
It's
get my
seeking
reindeer
a
break.
new hot dogger. Oscar Mayer seeking new hot dogger to travel in Wienermobile.
I wonder if they really call it that job that.
A hot dogger.
I don't even
I don't-
care. I want it. I want that
Oh.
job.
Otherwise, you would call it a Wiener Wrangler or
A wiener boy, like a cow. No.
Wiener, a wiener,
Schnitzel.
a wiener driver, a wiener captain,
Wiener pilot.
A wiener captain. A wiener
Wiener
captain.
handler?
No. That man really knows how to drive that wiener. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, okay. We need a hot dogger. You could be a world famous hot dogger. I really want a picture with that. I mean, I would totally want to do a selfie with it. Oscar
I
Mayer
have one
announced
somewhere.
it is
It actually
seeking-
came through Vancouver, Washington when I was working at Kinko's, and I'm pretty sure I got a selfie with it.
Oh, I've seen
Wow,
it. It
you
was
are
sitting down the
so
road.
ingrained in the human world, Lumina. Is seeking a new hot dogger to be in charge of taking the iconic Wienermobile across the country to promote the brand. The company said in a job posting online that it is seeking a hot dogger, I love that, to travel the hot dog highways of America with the Wienermobile and to act as a traveling public relations firm. Oscar Mayer said that it is especially seeking graduates with a BA or BS in fields including public relations, journalism, communications, advertising, and marketing.
That is a college-educated hot dogger.
Although degrees in other fields of study will also be considered. Oscar Mayer uses the Wienermobile at special events throughout the country, and they need people like you to coordinate all aspects of Wienermobile travel and event management.
I
If
feel
they-
like
if they could-
I feel like I found my calling in life.
There's two of you talking at the same time.
Okay.
I feel like I have found my calling in life.
If it's someone with a philosophy degree, do they get points for wondering if the hot dog exists?
I think if you have a degree that is not listed on there, you must convince them of the validity of your degree and its application to hot dogging across the United States.
What came first, the hot dog or the hot dogger?
The hot dog or the bun?
Dog, I think.
Ooh. Yes, questions of the ages.
I feel like we should have a hot dog cart at Fairy
The hot
Blossom.
dog probably came before the bun specifically designed for the hot dog.
I mean, that's true. Well, maybe. I don't know. Like, sausages were around for a long time. It's basically the old world version of a hot dog. And bread existed. Bread
Yes, but that's not a bun. A bun is a piece of bread specifically designed to hold.
Oh, is
Sausage
that
was the first
what
name.
hot dog
Or
is?
hey,
I had no idea.
what?
Bread came first.
By the way, it's 9:30.
Oh, it's time for dinner.
I was having fun tonight. I guess I was on a roll.
You should look up the Wienermobile getting into an
I
accident.
was not.
I didn't mean it like that, you guys. I'm sorry. I promise I didn't mean it like that.
Fairy
I
Princess
was not
only. I feel like we need to go to a disco.
What is? Oh, I see. We had, it took us like 10 minutes to get you to pinky swear to put those things in your beard. And here you are doing it all by yourself as soon as we leave you unsupervised.
You know why?
Because you're
You wear them in your
unsupervised.
shower?
Exactly.
Because you didn't tell him to.
Oh,
You will find out if you don't tell me to do a thing. I usually do the thing.
don't put them in your beard no matter what. Leave them out. All right. I think that Count Morbid is bringing up the time, though, because it's past his bedtime. After all, he's still in recovery from his really
What
difficult
does he have? Boat lag?
traveling the world. Such a globetrotter.
Being near his
I have
family.
sand.
Do you have Montezuma's Revenge?
I mean, what if we
Maybe
wanted
you should
to
give it back.
plan? What if we wanted to plan to go do one of those next year? The group of us, Count Morbid. Like if we got everybody together to go on a cruise for Christmas.
Do a whole ferry
a
cruise.
Christmas cruise. a
Okay,
Christmas
I'm
ferry.
not kidding. I think that sounds like
Hang
fun
on.
for me.
What if Fairy
You think it
Blossom
sounds like
Festival
what?
was a cruise next year?
Did you say you think that sounds like a jolly good time? No.
No, it really doesn't.
I pretty much think that we could go
I
on the
can't
ferry
convey
across the
sheer
bay,
level
and that's
of
about it.
despair that I had the past week.
I'm with you, Dana.
You know what? I want to say this, okay? He got to go to Galaxy's Edge and got to go to Disneyland. I have never been to Disneyland. Ever.
Oh no, I liked that part. No, I'm talking about the part where I was on a boat with people I know.
Who here has gone to Disneyland? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Not me.
And
Those
I
are
like
two
the
separate
teacups.
conversations. Although they would not like us to wear ears in there.
I like that better.
And you can't even have your ears out.
Nope,
Not
they,
these.
they don't want you to show
I mean,
your
I could probably
face.
rock a pair of Jack Skellington mouse
I will
ears.
get a T-shirt that says "I was Gunther Hammerhands and all I got was this stupid T-shirt."
Yeah, we'd have
I
to
don't
Disney,
feel like
we'd have to
Disneyland
Disney
world.
bound ourselves.
I don't know if I like how they're prejudiced against fairies.
I know. We should
No,
take
no,
this
no,
up
they're
with- we should totally
exclusive
take this
towards
up with
fairies.
Tinkerbell.
They're exclusive. Tinkerbell has a non-competition clause.
I don't know what to say to that. I mean,
Goodbye, good night, sleep well.
So long, and thanks for
see you
all
in the
the
morning.
fish.
all right. Hey, what do you think of my new collar, you guys? I got it from Damsel in Distress when it was on sale.
I don't
Is it
like
bad?
it.
I like
I
it.
don't like. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
It looks like it's missing some parts.
Well, I don't have it clasped in the middle. I could clasp it. See? Then it's clasped. How's that?
Right.
I don't
look
think it's flashy
very-
enough for you.
Yeah, you need more color, darling.
Well, I like it.
Oh, I'm
Fairy
not
Princess
saying. I'm
need to go
saying
with
that the
incognito.
color itself is nice, but if you had more color, then it would be Fairy Princess Lolly. It's not colorful enough.
Oh, it needs to be in
But
pink,
this
is what you're trying to say?
Yes.
But this is Fairy Princess Lolly able to go places that Fairy Princess Lolly wouldn't want to be seen.
It's for some.
I would
Like
never
what?
ever
7-Eleven?
and carouse with the regulars like a tavern. I would never go to a tavern, especially not an AFK
Never.
tavern, and have
Never.
a super
Yeah.
council meeting.
I am actually going to go to the AFK Tavern right now and have some noodles. Bye.
Who wants to be away from keyboard that long? I mean, geez.
Okay. I guess that it's time to go because now Gunther and Morbid are missing from their what? He's back. Okay. One more
Hi.
time. If
I
you
love
guys want
you. You guys have a good night.
okay.
Ella.
Wait, he has a mute button. I can do it. Watch. Here we go. Ready? Just mute that guy. Okay. If you would like to enter the drawing, you have 2 weeks to do so. You can do so in 3 ways. It is for a bottle of mead from Berserker Meadery, and you'll have your choice between blueberry, peach strawberry, or basic honey mead. That is this week's drawing, and you need to put the word SKAL in the comments after we end this stream. SKAL, SKAL. Put it in the comments below. There are 2 other ways you can get an entry. You can become a member on our Patreon channel for an entry in every giveaway that we do automatically.
SKULL?
SKAL, SKAL.
Stop.
Skull.
You go to their website. If you go to their website and tag FAE Productions with the word SKAL on it. What they say that Facebook.com/it's from honey.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/it's made from honey, and tag us. Then you will get an additional entry for a grand total of 3 possible entries for you guys. We're really excited to give away. This will be the meadery that is going to be doing the Tipsy Pixie at Fairy Blossom Festival this year. So please remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you guys had fun tonight. This was our first news
And
network.
we're hoping they do this for the future as well.
Yes. So this is our first one of the year. We are happy to be back with you guys and to see everybody out there. And I think now is when the fooding happens. So good night, everybody, and we will see you next week. I mean, we won't see you next week. Not at a super secret council meeting. Yes, no, not at all. Good night.
Got better.
Go away. Everyone go away.